Hey everybody, we have made the trek up here to Fredericksburg, Virginia to visit KAESER Compressors. We've made it to their USA headquarters here and we're really excited to come in and check it out. As you guys know, I have a KAESER Airtower in my shop that has been absolutely flawless. Absolutely love their system and their smart pipe. I was really excited whenever they extended the invitation for us to come up and visit, meet everybody, and see their facility here. So let's go inside. We're gonna meet everybody. We're gonna take a tour of the warehouse and see everything they do here at their USA headquarters. All right, so we are inside the KAESER building here and I'm with Michael Camber.
Hey, thanks for coming up.
I appreciate the invite. It's been awesome working with you guys and we're really looking forward to our tour here at KAESER Compressors.
Terrific. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. So, right, so we're going to show you around the building a little bit, but focus on some key areas where you'll see some product. This is not where we manufacture our compressors like your Airtower, but it is where we stock a lot of machines as well as the supporting parts, maintenance and repair parts. It is also where we do a lot of the supporting engineering, as well as design some special systems that we're going to show you where we do some assembly and packaging for larger systems. So we're going to show you that when we go back there. Give you a sense of the scope of the inventory we carry. So the things that that really matter to our customers, that make it beneficial to work with KAESER.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm ready to get out there and see some air compressors.
Let's do it.
Let's get out there. All right, so we are out here in the KAESER factory and I have Bill Kemp with me. Bill.
Nice to meet you, Adam.
Thanks for coming on video. Bill is going to give us a tour out here and talk a little bit about what they do here in this facility. So you want to introduce yourself and kind of give everybody what your role is here at KAESER?
Sure. My name's Bill Kemp. I've been with KAESER for 29 years and I am the project manager for the Engineered Solutions Group. The Engineered Solutions Group is what you're going to see behind us, which is basically our packaging design group.
A lot of you guys are probably very aware of KAESER and their compressors. We have an awesome Airtower in our shop, the 5C, but what some people may not realize is that they build these big, massive package units that can go anywhere in the world for any kind of application that's needed. And I find that very interesting, what kind of work you guys put in these complete enclosures here. And we are in their factory, so it's going to be a little noisy, right?
That's right.
We're going to hear some banging and cutting.
Works.
But yeah, let's take a little walk through. You can kind of show us what you want to show.
Sure.
I do want to point out the very cool bridge cranes up here. Looks like was that 15?
16 tons.
16 tons. There are two of them up there, and Bill explained here a minute ago that those are designed to work in tandem also.
Correct.
And we'll get to see that, I think, later on. They use those bridge cranes to actually pick up these enclosures, and they have a loading dock right over here where the trailers can actually back right into the building. They can pick that thing up and set it right on the truck, and off to the customer it goes. So let's go take a little tour. I'm excited to see it.
Well, first let's start right here.
Okay.
That building wall that you see here on the other side of the gray post down there, that was our expansion that took place around 2015. We increased our work area so we can actually handle these in more of a professional environment and be able to get them in and out the door. Yes. On the back side of this wall, you notice we're nice air-conditioned space on this side.
Yeah.
On the back side is the non-conditioned area.
Okay.
So that's material storage, compressor storage, but our work is done in air-conditioned and heated environment.
Okay.
We'll start right here with a unit. First off, it's not yellow. KAESER standard color is yellow, but we do work for everybody. So we do a wide variety. This is a customer specific color. This one's going to a natural gas pumping station.
Okay.
So they spec a certain color and that's, we provide. Our basis of doing these it's very simple. We have a structural base and then we build a skeleton off of that. You can notice the pick points. So it's got big, huge swivel hoist lifting eyes on it. So, and that's how we'll lift this item.
Can we take a peek in?
Sure, let's go ahead and walk in. Now this one's in the middle of assembly. So what we're doing right now is we're outfitting the unit with all the electrical, the ventilation controls. You can see they're routing the conduit, installing the LED lights, wall heaters.
Yep.
And one thing we do is we try to take special efforts to maintain a new unit. So you can see we've got that floor covered. So we're trying to give a nice quality product. So we go those extra efforts. You can see there's certain openings, and we'll see some of these on other ones, where you have a access panel here, you have an opening here. This will have an exhaust duct connected to it.
Okay.
Because the compressor, it's a big heater, and it's just ventilation. We have to take that exhaust and get it
It's gonna
outside.
be going in this unit right here.
So what's going to go in this unit is two 60 horsepower screw units,
Okay.
all flooded screw units. And then we're going to have a heated desiccant dryer. We'll show you a desiccant dryer, a big one, in another unit down here.
Okay.
So
Yep, they've got some other units over here that looks like they're about ready to, ship
Yeah.
out. So we'll get to see some completed units.
exactly, we have a couple in different stages, so you'll get a before and after.
Okay.
One little key thing we do here, behind us, back here on this wall, here they're prepping in the power distribution. So we allow that customer to bring a single power source to it, and we transform everything down. All the lighting, the control circuitry. You can see there's a transformer up here.
Yep.
So power will come in here, be distributed, transformed here, go to another load center. This is more like what's in your house.
Okay.
And then this is the guts of our computer, our station computer.
So these are designed. You set it at a customer's facility. They just have to run the wire up to the unit, and
Correct.
it's plug and play.
Correct. We build them turnkey on most applications.
Okay.
So we're going to run electrical power to it and a pipe away from it, and they're done.
Okay.
And then they just have to start it up. We do all the factory testing here, run test it in-house.
Okay. Great.
All right, let's continue. Let's walk around here.
All right.
A minute ago, I mentioned that how these units are comprised. I think we need to go in a little bit more depth so you can get a
Okay.
better understanding. So the base, the black portion down here, is typically a C channel or an I-beam construction, and it is our main strength of our enclosures. The enclosures are made into two portions. They have a tubular framed upper half, and that's more or less the weather protection. The steel structural base gives us the means to move it
Yeah.
and carry all the weight of everything. Here you can see we've got some big, large units set up, ready to go. These two air compressors, two 300 horsepower units, are going to go inside that package right there.
Wow.
These
Two 300 horsepower
two
units.
300 horsepower units, correct. These are for a waste recycler. And we
Okay.
ship these, I think we built about 35, almost 40 of these units to date for this customer.
Wow.
We shipped them all over the country.
Okay.
So we're continuing. You can see a little special feature on these on the end is a barred air conditioning unit.
Yep.
Because these are going into a high temp application, we have to be able to maintain an operating temperature. So we configured the unit to work with a outside sourced air conditioning unit.
Okay.
Let's continue down this way. Here we've got two units, like we mentioned, two 300 horsepower units. They're being prepped to go in the unit, in the package. So this one, due to the high ambient usage, we're going to direct duct the cooling air. So all the cooling air for that compressor comes in and gets exhausted out, and inside the package we'll duct it out.
Okay.
And we'll show you that in a second.
Okay. Whenever these are in operation, they're being used, are they running together at the same time? Or is it one unit is working and then the other unit is working?
Right. They're typically designed that one unit is operational, the other one is backup, and then
Okay.
they switch.
Okay.
That's the typical design.
All right. This one looks like it's a little more complete here, right?
Correct.
You've already
Correct.
got the compressors installed here.
Correct. This one's in the testing phase.
Okay.
So we've already done all the assembly, and we're going through that run stage where we have to operate both units, test everything, make sure everything's good to go. So when the customer receives it, all they have to do is put the electrical connection to it, the pipe away from it, and go.
Wow. Okay. We're going to get to go in and see what it looks like finished inside?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll circle around and come in and do a walkthrough through the middle of it.
All right, great. Yeah, I was just wondering what these guys are used for here.
So these two tanks here are for testing purposes. So we do have a compressor, and you have to be able to have a storage for compressed air to make it useful. So we've come up with a little test stand here that we typically have, one's wet, one's dry, and we can plumb it in. And you can see back here in this configuration for testing that we've got the hoses routed to the inlet outlet of the units. Because of the size of this package, the air receivers cannot go in the enclosure.
Okay.
This will typically have a 2,500 gallon or 5,000 gallon receiver, vertical receiver behind it.
Okay.
And all the piping connections, which you can see, we're 6-inch aluminum piping up here, so we're quite large coming in. So.
Very cool. So just these are storage vessels for your testing?
Just for our testing purposes. They have special silencers on them, so we can actually utilize them in this work environment here.
Okay, nice. All right, so I have been noticing a lot of your doors on this enclosure here, and that one says open and close. So what's the deal with all of the access panels here?
So when we are have the ability to build a package for a customer, we also have that ability to make the maintenance very easy. So what we do is, in the proper places, we install access doors.
Nice.
To get to the back of the unit. For example, here's the two filters that have to be maintained.
Okay.
So we provide those access doors. You know, if you have a building that you're working with, sometimes those constraints are not possible, you know, to deal with. So you're here we're able to adapt and build the unit to those customer needs.
Very nice. Yeah, I totally get it. It allows easy access for maintenance and work that may have to be done to the systems, you know, once after it's installed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Let's take a look inside.
Okay.
So now we're inside this big beast. Here we have those same two 300 horsepower units.
Yep. They're both installed and looks like they're plumbed in, ducted in, and ready to go. There's your smart pipe. And
I can smell the Simple Green where they're wiping everything down.
Getting it all clean and ready to go, huh? So what are these guys right here that we're looking at?
So what we're looking at is a large heatless desiccant dryer.
Okay.
So what these things do and what they contain is desiccant. You ever got those little silica packets in your shoes?
They absorb water and moisture.
Absorb moisture, yes. So this package is filled with all that absorbent beads.
Okay.
And then what we do is, through the process, is we push compressed air through it. The process naturally pulls out that moisture. And then you see there's two towers.
Yep.
They switch back and forth. One is drying and one is processing the air.
All right.
So, and then they switch back and forth, and that moisture blows out.
Okay.
And on a unit like this, it's noticeable. You have to be ready for it.
There's some CFM built up here, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And you can see another item that we include in our packages. We actually put in a perforated wall lining and have a sound absorption material in it. Another advantage that you get from building from the ground up. And then we can take any of that noise and keep it in here and control it with the sound dampening and not affect the outside.
Nice. Okay.
So it's a big advantage.
When these units are running in here, is this really loud inside?
The only loud portion that you'll have is the actual purging cycle. The compressors themselves are very, very silent.
Okay.
All right. As we move down this unit, you'll notice that we have a pretty big opening here with two double doors, and there's a removable panel that's not showing. Well, in the field, we prepare for this unit or plan for this unit to be able to be taken out on site.
Nice.
If there's a major issue, doesn't have to stop any other operation. They can open the doors, pull the panel, and pull the unit out for major replacement or a major repair. So you notice also that the unit is fully ducted, and we also incorporate insulation on that ducting so we get all that heat out of this room. I'll point out something else in a minute as we move on down the line. If you look at all the electrical work that we do, this is all to get that turnkey process for the customer. We do it, everything's NEC code, so it'll pass all the codes wherever you put it. So we have electricians on staff that do that work for us.
So here's your electrical panel here, 480 volts, three-phase coming in.
So what we're doing is to get that back to that turnkey single point installation, we have a power panel here. Outside there's an external disconnect. That's where the customer brings the power to.
Okay.
So then it comes to this panel board, services both compressors. We also have a step-down transformer because we need lighting, controls, all that stuff. So we step down our own power in here to make a 120, 220 service.
Okay.
More for your electrical outlets, your lights, your controls and stuff.
This
Now,
must be your controller over here.
correct. That's our station controller. I'll hit that one as soon as we back out here in a second. But I want to bring one more thing to light. This unit itself is equipped with an external AC, like I said before. You can see the intake. This is the intake and this is the exhaust of the AC. The one reason why we're doing this is this customer's site is in a real high ambient location, about 100 degrees, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're doing, if you look around here, there's where we've completely ducted the inlet of the compressor. And then we've ducted the outlet and insulated both so we can take all that ambient that the compressor's pulling in and dump it right outside and try not to influence the inside of the unit.
Yeah, okay.
So we need to keep that nice operating environment.
You had pointed out earlier too about these guys, kind of look like toe kick there. But Bill was explaining that in the event that you have an oil spill on one of these systems, the oil is going to be contained inside the unit because of this right here.
Correct. It's got its own environmental barrier, we call it.
Okay.
So it'll, and if you think however much oil or fluids in these units, and if you look at the size of this unit, it's more than enough to handle the capacity of that. So thing I want to point out here, you can also see these tie down points.
Yep.
You can see here, they're all the way down this unit, all the way down that whole length. This is because this unit we can take apart. So, and this is the attachment points because the top half of this enclosure is separate from the base.
Okay.
And we're going to show you an example over here.
All right.
Most people don't get to see.
Very cool. We were just talking, we're down here in the pit there where they load up the trucks. They've got these custom designed, you did not call these spreader bars.
Load beams.
Load beams is what those are designed. You can see the holes across the top, so you can custom configure these to balance your load. And the other cool thing to point out, these guys are actually part of a floor that they can set down in the pit. You can see the ledge there on both sides. So if they wanted to, they can actually have the surface flat all the way across. But they're staying so busy loading up machines that they're pretty much just leaving them stacked up there for now.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've been asking several questions about these units as we're going through our tour, but Bill can be much more informative. Where are these package units kind of primarily being used? What are the reasons people are buying these and using these? What kind of applications? What industries, you know?
Right. You know, from an application side or an industry side, it's unlimited. You know, everything that you practically touch, have on, or wear, compressed air was somewhere in that to use to make it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I said, this is a waste recycling manufacturer. We got a natural gas pumping station over here. We've had a wide variety, whether it's pharmaceutical, parts manufacturing for automotive, food processing, food generation. It's a wide variety. Any application that they use, any kind of assembly, any kind of processes, a lot of that is run by compressed air.
Okay. And another example that we had touched on is that maybe a customer needs more compressed air, but that means they're going to have to build on to their facility.
Correct.
But instead of building on, KAESER can build them a complete package unit that you can literally just set outside and hook up and get them going.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. When somebody goes to expand, they want to, usually it's to get bigger.
Yep.
A lot of times their compressed air rooms, the compressor rooms, are too small anyway. So putting them in a separate contained building, putting them outside, allows them to grow. The one advantage that people don't think about is they can take that compressor room and turn it into a manufacturing space.
Oh, right.
So they can gain that, you know, additional space by just two birds, one stone, you know?
Yeah. And then you also touched on, in some cases, a customer can even hire KAESER to put these at their facility, completely maintain them. The customer doesn't even have to worry about this. This is KAESER's job to make sure it's operating and giving them the air that they need.
Correct. That we refer to that as a Sigma Air utility.
Okay.
So what we do is we go in and do an air demand analysis of their system, see what they need, come to some agreement on the usage and all this through contracts, and then we sign a contract with them to provide them a system properly sized and do all the maintenance, all the service, and provide guaranteed uptime. And usually those are 10-year contracts.
Nice.
So we're in it for the long haul.
Very
so
cool.
we have to build something that'll last for 10 years or it's on us.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All good info there. We're continuing to learn what KAESER offers.
Yeah.
You know. So I think you were going to fire this one up, right?
Yeah, I've got one of these units in here. We can start up and see how it actually runs.
Okay.
So come
That's
on,
gonna
let's
be
go
great.
inside.
Yeah. Let's go check it out.
All right. So what we've got here is we've got one of our 300 horsepower units, and we're about to start it up. You know, we've got a individual computer control here, so we can actually see all the aspects of the unit, control it and everything. I'm going to put it in an unload mode.
Okay.
So we can start it. If you're ready to go.
Yep. I think we're ready.
Now this is the phase when I talked about the starting.
Yeah.
It's going from Y to delta. You'll feel a little jolt, little bump. 2, 3. There you go. Now it's full voltage.
Oh wow.
So now she's ready to run.
It is definitely a lot quieter than I thought it was going to be in here.
You can see some of these compressors have different options, different features. You can see this one's got a little yellow light indicating the maintenance, but it also says idle warm up because it's got a kit on it that makes it come to temperature before it can make air.
Okay.
So it has to increase its temperature slightly, and it's usually a timed event as well.
Okay. I know for my compressor, my Airtower, when it's warming up, it'll get up to, I think it was 165 in that range before it'll let it shut down.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out, because we started this compressor earlier, we showed the video, this was closed.
Yep.
And since we started this one, the makeup air vent opened because we have some ventilation that's needed for this control cabinet. And here's where the compression air happens.
Okay.
It's pulled in here, compressed. There's nothing there yet.
Okay. It's not pulling.
Stick your hand up there, next time you'll know it.
Yeah.
But then we've got a motor cooling. So that's what this little vent is doing here. All right, I'm going to slide back by.
All right.
See if this thing going down that way. It's not warmed up yet. Got it ready to go. It's got to go through a little warm-up process. Typically these things are up and running, ready to go, but when you first start them up, they have to come to temperature. And it just did. So it's actually going to make air. You hear the little whistle?
Yep, I heard it.
And you can see, there you go.
There
now
it is.
she's making air. Now you can stick your hand back up there.
Oh yeah, you can feel it pulling in there.
And you can see our pressure quickly climbing, a little faster than your Airtower. And we're filling up about 800 gallons of storage right now.
Okay. Your running temperature is up to 150. You're already at 40 PSI.
Correct.
Very nice.
So maybe you can walk around and you can hear this whole unit and you can see it. I mean, it's still as quiet as it was when we looked at it earlier.
It's a little quieter on this side, I guess, because we're away from the motor over there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The motor's pulling in and being ducted out that vent.
Okay. Yeah, this is sweet. It's definitely it's quieter than I thought it was going to be.
But this is our station controller. It's showing us our status right now of the unit. So this is a P&I piping instrumentation diagram that shows us the status. Compressor 1 you can see is green.
Okay.
Fully loaded. Once we reach peak pressure, it'll go to a half state to mean that it's at idle.
Okay.
So you can decipher it. The red means that the emergency stop has been pushed. Now that's on the second unit. I don't have that one running.
Okay.
And then you can see there's some other features.
Yep.
We got the pressure, the KW being used, and then the CFM. You can decipher down and see all the different aspects of the package, where you can see data trending if anybody's into that, what they want to know how efficient their compressor's running. They can obtain this data from the unit and then determine the best thing for them, because right now efficiency is a big thing.
What PSI will you get this system to?
Well, this one will be 175.
Okay. All right.
So
and I take it, will these run continuous? Or-
yes,
Okay.
they're typically 24/7.
Okay.
7 days a week.
I wasn't sure if some of them were designed to just shut down if you didn't need the air, or
The screw compressor is best to run full out, fully loaded.
flat out 24/7.
Yep.
Wow. Man, this is just super nice. Super nice. That's where it's unloading.
Unloading.
Yep.
Yeah, you can also see it on the controller here. It's switching back and forth.
Okay. All right, so we got Greg with us, and he was going to discuss a little bit about what they're doing with all of these pipe assemblies here.
Right now we're making a redundant bypass system. We have regulators that are placed in 4 places. So we have the first 2 are 115, and then we go to 125 PSI. So right now we're just assembling the fittings together.
Okay.
Not only do those fittings have to be tight, but they have to be in line, and the degree marks have to be so we can put them all together.
Okay.
In the union. So, and we're using the Morgan vise to put our stuff together, and we use our we have a digital level where we level stuff out at.
Okay. And you were telling me too, like a lot of these systems, this is a redundant
system. Yes.
In case one
fails, then they have another. Yes. Yep. And
can you use one of the systems while the other one's being repaired?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a way to shut the ball valves off, so they can run through the bottom or they can run through the top.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
this is all that big boy stuff, huh? Schedule 80?
Schedule 80 fittings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I get this in the wrong spot, you guys can fix that.
Oh, yeah,
Just getting it laid out in order which it needs to go in.
Yeah.
Some good looking machine work. I'm looking at all the threading and the facing and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
But so it looks like the old Morgan's gets a good workout here.
It does.
You had a special tool over here you were using a minute ago.
Yeah. This is what we call our William Wallace. And it's actually what we use for tightening our flanges up.
Okay.
But we call it William Wallace for people who come over asking stupid questions.
Oh.
Every once in a while, you might have to use it on them.
Hopefully we're not asking too many stupid questions.
No, glad to have you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, as you know, everybody here, you're taking their time to talk to us and show us the assembly. But this is pretty cool, getting to see a little bit of pipe work done.
Yeah.
So this is going into the unit that we just toured over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
So
Very, very cool lathe. I don't think that they have a lot of use for this in the facility. You can see, I mean, it's here for when they need it to do some boring or turning or threading. But we love the machines and we love seeing them. So that one's pretty cool. We'll have to figure out where this one was manufactured. Starrett granite surface plate right there on that toolbox. And then they got the nice Hyde mech saw, the 3018. This is a step up of what I have in the shop. There's some more maintenance machinery. Got a press, hydraulic press, another little band saw. Some big hose reels up there. This is nice. Nice little work area. So we have Chance with us now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And now we're going to go out and check out our portable air compressors.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So this is where you got a lot of the other units hiding.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this. All right.
So we got a lot of different ones to look at out here. So from our portable air compressors, we go from 60 CFM all the way up to 1600 CFM.
That's what this guy is.
That's what this guy is here,
Okay.
yeah. That's our model M500-2, and that is an oil-free air compressor.
Okay.
And it's 1600 CFM. It's got a Cat diesel engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of where this might be used?
Well, this would be used, this generally goes into the rental market.
Okay.
And it is used for a lot of different facilities, more like chemical plants, oil refineries,
Okay.
that type of thing, where they need air that is got oil-free air in it. I mean,
Okay.
not oil-free air in it, but it's oil-free air is what
Yeah.
they need. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know I've noticed a lot of, you got a lot of these units out here. A lot of your mobile units on a trailer there, you'll see these at like construction sites.
Right, right.
Maybe road construction.
Right,
or-
yeah. So a lot of the portable compressors, obviously they're on wheels, so you want to be able to move them around a lot.
Yeah.
Go from different construction sites. And this particular model is our M125, and it's 405 CFM. And typical applications would be for demolition work,
Okay.
breaking up concrete.
Oh yeah, if they're using
Yep.
like a jackhammer.
Yep, paving breaker, jackhammer.
Yeah.
Sometimes using rock drills, things like that.
What about the excavators that have a hammer?
Yes, the hydraulic ones.
Yeah.
So that does a lot of some of the big work, but if you have some smaller work,
Okay.
you would maybe want to use one of these, or maybe if you're working on a bridge somewhere and has some concrete, the decking you want
Yeah.
to break up,
Okay.
do that.
Nice.
This also, some of these compressors, this particular one does a lot with underground construction. So
Okay.
blowing fiber optic cable and
yeah.
conduits. Yeah. So this particular one has a higher pressure on it, so it goes up to 200 PSI. And it also has an aftercooler, and it floats the fiber cable through the conduit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's applications. I'm not aware of a lot of these, and
Right.
And so as we're going through here looking at it, I'm getting an education myself.
Oh, good.
On,
Yeah.
on other engines, not just in a machine shop, but how these units are used
Sure.
out there in the world. You know.
Yeah.
So good stuff. You got a bunch of them out here.
We do have a bunch of them.
Yep.
And we
This-
do offer them in skid mount versions also.
Okay.
As you
Yep.
saw the ones on the wheels, and these are skid mount versions if they're going to be mounted on a trailer or the back of a truck.
Okay.
And you can do that.
Some more of your package units
Right.
out here. Are these, Michael's behind me too there, are some of these are these inventories or these go into customers?
A lot of these are inventory. Some are pre-built. We call them KAESER air system enclosures. So some of these, we have a variety of sizes so that they are ready to be either sold or rented, or they could be a Sigma Air utility for a long-term compressed air as a service.
Okay.
So it's a mix. And in some cases, some of them are the enclosures that are going to go inside to get done up like you saw already.
Oh,
So
okay.
they haven't, some are already fully built out and some are not.
Gotcha. All right. Very cool. Yeah, we're just taking a peek at some of their inventory. Let's take a look out here. Some of their smaller units, a bunch of 57 CFM units here. Very nice.
Yeah, these units are also used in some of our smaller conduits for fiber optic cable blowing. So that's also a 200 PSI unit
Okay.
with the aftercooler.
All right, so now we're going to be talking to Brandon. Can you tell the audience your role and what we're going to be checking out now?
Absolutely. So I'm the logistics manager here at KAESER Compressors. I've been with the company 10 years, and I'm responsible for all the shipping and receiving activities that happen here in the warehouse. This is our main distribution center in the US. We also have a Pacific distribution center in California. And we bring in about, I'd say average, about 4 sea containers a day from Germany. And we unload those, store them in their appropriate storage bins in the warehouse. In addition to US supplied parts, we get a number of shipments in every day from various vendors across the country as well. Out here is all outbound freight that's staged for pickup. It's all orders that have been processed, ready to get loaded on trucks and go out to the customers.
Customer orders
Yep.
going out right here.
That's right. You can see a finished compressor here. It just left the test room, make sure it was performing at our standards, and it'll get crated back up, wrapped up for shipment.
Yeah, okay.
And get all the labeling and everything it needs, and it'll go out the door later today.
Very cool.
And then you can see behind us, these large towers are automated storage and retrieval systems. We call them our shuttles. They're made by a company called Cardex, and they're very efficient for us. Each tower has a number of trays on it that hold spare parts. So all in all, total, we have over 12,000 spare parts in these shuttles here that you see.
Okay.
And they're very efficient. They bring the goods to the person versus the person going out and retrieving the goods to bring it back to the packaging area.
Yeah. These are going to be like parts for compressors that a customer may need?
Correct, yep. All spare parts for compressors. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We can walk over and show you that.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
So you can see there's a tray in the opening here, and it'll tell the operator what part number to grab. In addition, it has a red light that shines down, and it also is displayed with colors on the computer that indicate which bin on the tray to pick from. You can see the light moving now. And it'll tell them the quantity to grab, the part number, and then he'll grab the part, put it in one of these totes, which is a bar-coded system, and then he'll scan, confirm the quantity in the part through the screen, and his final confirmation is with the barcode here that pushes it to the next step in the process, which is the packaging process.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we get to see it.
And there it goes.
See it operate here.
Back to its home.
So are they asking the computer to break down
So
specific parts?
it's all automatic.
Okay.
If we have, we'll get all our orders in the morning, and then we'll release them all at once, and the trays will automatically deliver out for all the picks for all the orders until there's no more to be fulfilled. So he's just continually picking parts for all the orders. He doesn't have to tell the machine to go back. It'll do it automatically, and it'll bring the next one as long as there's an order.
Yeah. So
this one on that shuttle.
This one's now ready for another order.
Correct.
Specific part here.
Exactly.
It could be any one of these that need to be
Correct.
picked.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Nice.
you see this one, there's no tray in the opening, so he's finished all the activity on this shuttle here.
Okay. Yeah.
So here we are in our UPS, our small parts packaging area. You can see there's a finished pallet they're going to bring out and load on the truck now.
Okay.
It's a pretty streamlined process. All the pickers will bring the parts into this packaging area here, and they're all identified with a specific barcode. And then you can see all the parts that have been picked from the shuttles are on those wire shelving units over there. And it's all streamlined through the system. All operates through the either the handheld scanners or the computers. So this guy in the middle here, he is bringing all the orders to the individual pack stations. So when a pack station becomes empty, an order will automatically come to his gun and tell him which barcodes out here that need to be consolidated and brought to each pack station. And he has the opportunity to give each station 2 orders. So we'll have an active order, the workers are packing up, and then what I call an on-deck order, so that way when the packer finishes his first order, he can immediately start packing on the next order while the guy in the middle is continually feeding the station. So ideally it's it's like no downtime for anyone. We're continually working, continually processing these orders.
Very efficient,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
And then it all goes right out here to the trucks.
Yep. All right, as we enter the rear of the warehouse here, you can see a lot of storage of larger items. This is more of a bulk storage area that will have finished goods, finished compressors, finished dryers, and full skids of maintenance parts. The oil, air filters, oil filters, spare motors you can see on the upper levels of this aisle, and then finished compressors on the bottom.
Yeah, these are all your air compressors ready to
Correct.
to go that are in inventory.
Yep. So just looking in front of us, there's a 50 horsepower to the left.
Can we take a walk
Sure,
down
yeah,
through here and let's just
take a walk.
let's just take a look at the inventory here and see what all you got. I mean, it's you have a lot of parts, a lot of compressors. These all look like finished compressors here, ready to ship out, huh?
A lot more product than empty holes here, you can see.
Yeah. Is that automatic lighting up there?
It is. So
okay.
there are floor sensors that will activate the lights. And you can see some bigger compressors down through this aisle, and then all of our maintenance items up top: air filters, oil separator cartridges, which is the bulk storage for that product.
Okay.
And then the next aisle over here, you'll see
Smart
our
pipe?
Smart pipe. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We just got a shipment in of smart pipe, so that's why it's on the floor here. We'll break this down and put it into our racks the next few days here.
This is a very big warehouse here with inventory. There's a lot of your tanks.
A lot of the air receiver tanks are up there. Yep.
Okay. It's a heck of a warehouse. A lot of parts and compressors ready to ship out to customers, and this is really great to see, man.
So here is a system we design, and we take it to a number of our trade fairs every year to demonstrate the capability, as well as to show more than just the compressors, because we provide the full scope of supply in a compressor system, from the compressors themselves, tanks, dryers, drains, filtration, all the way down to the piping, all the way down to the point of use.
Okay.
So we want to design an integrated system. So this helps us demonstrate that, but it also helps us demonstrate how we can build a portable compressor room. So in this case, we have a couple of smaller machines, and with a refrigerated dryer. It's a fairly traditional system: compressor, dryer, tank with a coalescing filter and some drains. There's some additional instrumentation. So, and this is not something the average shop will use, but there are a lot of companies who want to really keep track of the pressure dew point, or the flow downstream, or the pressure downstream. We know what pressure and flow we create, but sometimes someone wants to measure it at a particular point in their plant.
Oh yeah.
So they have these various instruments to do that. So here's one, there's one there, there's another one there, so you can measure, again, things like flow, pressure, dew point, and that will all that data can go into our Sigma Air Manager, which is kind of the brains of the operation. So if you have multiple machines, we always will at least want to explore a Sigma Air Manager, which can monitor the operation and coordinate the operation of the different compressors and so forth, so it knows, one, it tracks their usage and can give you reports on energy consumption. It can also report any kind of a signal, such as maintenance is due for a particular component, or if there's an alarm for some problem with the machine.
Okay.
So it can remotely tell you that. You can basically either dial into it or be wired into it. It can even be done through cell phone to alert you to those things. So that's more common in the industrial environment, but air is a critical utility in many plants. In most plants, it is critical to getting things done. So some people really need to, this is a way they know what's going on in their system. So that's kind of what the guts of this is. But then what you start seeing is some of the duct work, and the walls and the electrical. And that's just showing how when we build a system like one of these enclosures that we'll go out and see, a real one, how we build them to be, to operate at the right temperature, to keep the operating temperature of the compressors at their optimum, and how we can design a very tight and well organized and well accessible compressed air system.
All right, guys, that is going to wrap up our visit here at KAESER Compressors. We had an absolute fantastic time here today visiting everyone. I really appreciate the hospitality, but especially big thanks to Michael, Eva, and Bill for their generosity in inviting us here, showing us around, allowing us to bring the camera in here and seeing how their facility operates. This has been a truly unique experience and helps us really understand who KAESER is as a company and what kind of services they provide. So I really hope that it was enjoyable to our audience out there, seeing the different type of compressors that KAESER manufactures and offers to all their customers out there. And we really enjoyed our visit here. It's a beautiful facility. All the folks that we ran into out here in the shop were awesome. All the guys out there in the shop, they really enjoyed us hanging around and talking shop with them in our travels, and everybody here was fantastic. So that speaks for everybody at KAESER. Really enjoyed our visit here. So I think that's going to wrap this up. We're gonna hit the road, and we've got a long journey back to Florida, but we've really enjoyed our drive up here and our visit with KAESER, and looking forward to getting back home. So thank you again, everybody. We really enjoyed the hospitality and the visit here at KAESER Compressor.